Here we go. Are we on? We should be. Right then, hello once again everyone and welcome to the F1 division, round 4, which is taking place in Russia. I join you fresh from the podium in GP3 in Bahrain. Joining me this week as always is John, aka WRL Hamilton, who should be racing tomorrow. And we have rain in qualifying, which is a problem. And it looks like we have a very full grid today of 15 drivers. So well done F1, well done.
Yeah, it's a very, very strong show for F1. It'll be interesting to see if any of the guys will change their setup, if it's going to be a dry race, whether or not they'll compensate for a better qualifying position.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a dry race, personally, I'd just leave it alone, but that's me. That's why I'm in GP3. But we have four cars going out very early on. Five
cars.
Six. Here comes the seventh and an eighth.
Seven.
This is brilliant. 9. Right, F1 Gravity, there you go. On the Ultras, by the look of it. Interesting. 10, 11. Perfect. Well, I was about to say, while I have a moment, I'll run you through the standings of the F1 division, but it's all hectic and going off, so I'll try and do that really quickly. Leading after 3 rounds is Brandy with 53 points. Secondly is the Amazement with 50 points. Third place is Tube Animal in the Ferrari for 43 points. Brandy is of course still in the Williams, and Amazement drives the Force India. Jork is in 4th place with 37 points. Rounding out the top 5 is F1 Gravity with 30 points. So it's good to see 5 different constructors in the top 5 of the driver standings. That's really good.
What's amazing is that John, missed the first round of Australia. He's not leading, like you said, he's not leading Drivers' Championship. He's left as well, he's in Australia.
No, he's not. He's 4th. Yeah, 4th.
I'm chatting.
You are, yeah. You need to wake up a little bit, man. Brandy's leading, yeah. I did say that, man. I think, yeah, you need to get a coffee or something. It's all right, no worries. Please ignore him. He's just a rambling voice that keeps me sane. Anyway, of course, the constructors is also quite tight, as the Ferrari in lead with 59 points, Williams is second on 55, third place is Force India with 50, and then there's a bit of a drop to Renault on 39, and Mercedes in 5th with 36. Well, that's it. Look, yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, a Ferrari at the back. Yeah, I did notice, yeah. The only one on Inters is P7, EVR Schumacher. So clearly he expects it to get worse. Yeah. Seems to be struggling. Yeah, yeah. That's not a good tyre choice at this point. But it might get worse, I don't know. Schumacher's losing control again on the Inters. But he's so far kept it out of the wall, but that's clearly not going to end well if he carries on. Randy goes provisional P1, 46 flat, and beaten by Sean, 45.7. It looks like he's going across the line sideways there. That was lag, clearly. Nicole has gone P3 for now, with a time of 46.3, and Davies crossed the line 50.4. That's obviously a 45.6 for Gravity. It's a great time.
Eagle goes second.
Eagle. Go on, fella. Good lad. Tube is on an outlap. There's definitely a bit more spray around. Powered by those mighty chicken wings. I'm not surprised. Ah. Tube is really... I think he's just trying to generate extra heat in the tyres. So he's thrashing it around a little. Yeah, for sure, yeah, he'll definitely be looking to rectify last week. You know, it happens to the best of them, so... The best of them and the less good, I guess. Is anyone on a remotely good lap, or is everyone coming in at the end of there? Yeah, looks like everyone's heading to the line. Oh wow, that's a time. Is that legal? What's he put in the back of that force in there? Oh, he smashed it. Oh my god. Yeah, it looks like the Inter's gamble from Schumacher wasn't a good idea. As we approach the 5-minute mark now. On the supers. That's... yeah. Of course, I'm not entirely surprised in these conditions. The super tends to be a lot quicker than the ultras, as they don't need to generate as much heat, and if it's been raining, you're never going to get the heat into those ultra soft tyres. Most of the grid, in fact, the Amazement is the only one to have the supers fitted right now. Perhaps people in the pits are changing their mind. Schumacher's gone for ultras. Yep. ERL Big F1. Is he a new driver? Have you ticked the box?
I haven't.
Dick. Give you one job to do. You chat shit about who's leading the championship, and then you forget to tick the box. Unbelievable.
Hello guys, I'm here now. Fuck. Right.
Can't get the staff.
Right. As I was saying, I knew I was forgetting something. This is a really bad day for me. Yeah, to answer your question, Matt, yeah, I don't recognise the ERL Big F1, so I think he may be a new driver, and
Okay, well that's good to know that we're still getting new drivers in, even though it's early in the season. Yeah. The two Renaults are together on track. Potentially for the... not the last time today. We'll see. But I'm willing to bet no one's going to come close to the 42.9 at this point. That's 1.4 seconds quicker than anybody else.
I don't know, because the track was still really wet when the Amazement posted that lap, so...
Yeah, but Yeah, it's not that long a lap, but I've just for a second thought that maybe they weren't coming out, but because they're all still showing us in the pit lane, so that's why I thought that. Because never mind.
There you go, 37.2.
Okay, so we're even.
So the track's really dry
No
now.
wonder.
It's only going to get faster now. So they need to, if they're going to do their laps, they need to do them now.
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make. That loads are still in the pit lane, so I didn't think anyone would beat the time, but clearly.
Well, Bobbitt's is out for his out lap.
Speed Demon has decided not to bother, by the look of it. He's abandoned
that could
and
be an
gone
issue.
back in. So, guess we know.
Problem is we can't invite him. We can't invite him back in because of the way that they've got this lobby set.
I don't think. No, that's not what I'm saying. He hasn't lagged out. He's just given up on the lap and gone back in the pits.
He's left the session, hasn't he? Though.
Did he? I didn't see
I
that.
swear it said that he left.
I don't think he did. I think he just abandoned the lap.
Let me just go on the old race director. I'll be able to tell you in a second. Because if I can't view his game card, then he's not here.
Cool.
Yeah, I can't view his game card. He's not here. I will try. Although I don't think it's going to work. He's not even. Ah, there he is.
Amazement has gone on
Invite.
for some ultras.
I can't invite him to the game. I can't invite him back to the game.
Again, this is a problem that keeps happening. The
If Yoshim Mecca goes pole with 36.5 and
Jork.
he's just completely
Hello,
destroyed
Jork.
what I was about to say with 35.5 from Jork.
on the super soft. That's very impressive.
The amazement coming round now. I think this is to finish here. Yeah, this is to start his lap.
That's the
He's
start,
just
yeah.
done it with 6 seconds left to go.
He should
So,
be last across
amazement-
the line then.
The amazement is going to be the last
one.
man across the line. Yeah, he's just got to make sure he doesn't cut a corner.
Yeah, it's
Contact
Russia, mate.
test.
Come on. By the time you see the braking zone, you've probably cut a corner already, so this track is a joke. In terms of
Yeah, the,
corner cut limits.
It's strict.
That's a bit wide, but he got away with it there.
That
apparently.
looked like a cut there. Not gonna lie, from the amazement.
Yeah, we'll find out later, but I'm on board with Gravity as he's about to finish his... Nicole!
Princess Nicole goes pole.
Oh,
Wow.
Gravity
And
thought,
everyone Gravity's
nope, enough of
lost
that. Not having a princess on pole. Fuck off.
Joe's gone.
Apparently.
Joe is gone. Oh,
Amazement has
the
lost it.
amazement.
He's lost it.
Yeah, he's lost it in sector 2 before the
DRS
before the
zone.
DRS.
Yeah, right out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Can Bobbitt's improve?
we'll find out now as he crosses the line
Goes
sideways.
pole 34-1.
34, what that's?
The only person that could possibly beat him now is no one because Sean Bean is pitted.
Mate,
So
3 seconds ago
that-
I was
that-
thinking Jork had a hell of a lap for pole position and now he's down in P8. Ridiculous.
Let's not overlook the fact that Eagle is sitting in P3 right now.
He's done that quietly, yeah, well done Eagle. Oh, there seems to be some sort of issue with the ghost cars.
Yeah, that's the AI.
The
that's the
AI's
AI
decided to
taking
say,
over there.
let's play Mario Kart instead. Other racing games are available, but not as good as Mario Kart. Anyway, that's a lap.
Right, I will be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Do you want me to take a screenshot of this or?
Yeah, we'll need it for posterity, yeah. I'll go for the order. Bobbitt's in pole, Gravity P2, Eagle P3, Nicole P4, Big F1 P5, Brandy P6, Tube P7 in the Ferrari, Jork P8,
I
Schumacher
took
P9,
the
Amazement P10,
relevant screenshots.
Sean Bean
Be right
first
back.
tyre choice, 11th, Leskia 12th, Davey 13th, and you're right, Speed Demon did lag out, and Hamilton in the Ferrari starts at the back. I still think Jork can get a podium out of this. It'll take a lot to look past Bobbitt's for the win, of course. He seems to be mightily fast. But it's raining again. And heavier. There we have a floating McLaren. That's... What the fuck is going on? Strange. Stranger things are happening, man. And someone's readied up already. That could be a penalty.
Oh dear, who started?
That'll be Levkier.
Oh dear. It's the Hungarian, isn't it? Livkia.
It is, yeah.
Oh dear.
And everyone else has started to ready up just to see who did it, I think. But it looks like
Okay.
may well be car stranded on the grid at this point.
Well, we've got a intermediate start by the looks of things, and there's 5 lights, and away
And they're
we
off.
go.
Off towards Carnage of
And
turn
why-
1. Oh, there's a Force India
Oh,
sideways
Eagle,
already.
Oh.
Ah,
I think I just saw a bit of carbon fibre coming off there.
did.
Eagle is down to P8.
Oh, that's a long way off the
Who was
track.
that? That's
It's a
who
Red
was
Bull.
that? Is that
That's a Red Bull
Bobbitt's
and
and
Force
who's
India.
that?
And the Ferraris seem to be tangled together, and
Oh,
Nicole's
Princess
left the
Nicole's
session.
left.
There's
Who was
chaos
that?
everywhere.
Davey, Tube, and
Animal, Hamilton, and the other Ferrari was in the back as
Yeah.
well, but I'm not sure who the third car was. Yeah, Nicole has obviously lagged out, and that's probably caused all the issues between the two Ferraris as well.
well, Jork has made 4 places off the start and is right behind F1 Gravity, who's leading this race in the Mercedes.
Yeah, I mean, between sessions I did say that I still wouldn't look past Jorg for getting on the podium and Bobbitt's for the win, but that seems to be the problem now, as
It
Don't
seemed
even know where
it
he
seemed
is.
that Eagle had a grid penalty because he was in P3, but he didn't start in P3, and he's made up two places. So he must have had a 5 grid place penalty. So at that moment he's currently sitting in 6th. Oh, he's just been overtaken by the Amazement.
There's 3 wide coming into the final corner. That's not going to end well for somebody.
Oh my god, no, that's like, oh wow.
This is
Poor Eagle
don't
just
like
got
this
completely
anymore.
mugged there by 3 cars.
he did. Levkier's got a problem. And David also probably lost the front wing somewhere. This is really bad
Jork
timing.
giving F1
actually.
Gravity a flashy yellow.
It's really bad that both
Jork
Toros
giving a
need
flashy
to
yellow to F1
need to fit
Gravity's.
for a front wing on lap
winners.
1. That's a problem.
Oh no.
Davy's been held up a lot there. But anyway, on Gravity's and Jork. Well,
Sean Bean's had a cracking start as well. He's made 5 positions in these 2 laps.
he has, yeah. That's, I mean, there's only 3 cars not moved from when they started. Technically, that's Eagle in 9th,
SF
Schumacher in 8th, and
SF
Earl
Brandy
Biggest
is
one in P4.
currently sitting in P3, which is a strong position for the championship leader right now. Especially
Yep.
with his main contender, the Amazement, down in a lowly 6th position. But he's not too far from the top runners at the moment. He's just sitting there, sitting nice and behind Sean Bean.
Yeah, of course. There's a long way to go yet, of course, but this is perfect for Brandy, who will probably extend his championship lead. As the 2 people in
Well,
front
as
of
it
him,
stands,
nowhere near him.
as it stands, the only person who will gain anything on Brandy is Jork. I
Yep.
think that Jork's one of his closest rivals. Is did you say F1 Gravity was in the top
F1
4?
Gravity is in P5.
so far fighting?
Yeah. In the standings.
P5. Who's the top 4 again? SF Brandy, Jork, Amazement, and
Tube
who
Animal,
else?
Jork.
Tube Animal. So
Yeah.
Tube Animal's pretty much out of this race already, at the moment as it stands.
Of course, yeah. Like I say, there is a long way to go.
So the only person who's going to gain, the only person who's going to gain any points at the moment on SF Brandy, if it stays like this, is Jork. He's the only driver who's going to gain points on the championship leader, and it won't be by a massive amount either. It'll only be 3 points. So.
Well, exactly.
But F1 Gravity showing that he's got some really strong pace in this division, and it's really nice to see that this division is really competitive with the drivers that we've got here in the F1 division. Because last season it was just Matisse, like
Yeah,
every race.
the race for second place behind
Matisse.
Yeah. Oh no, Matisse hasn't finished this race. Never mind, he still won the championship.
Yeah. Matisse didn't even have to show up for the second half of the season.
Take nothing away from him. He earned every one of those wins that he got. He was just on fire.
Oh yeah, he's just like Grease Lightning.
I haven't changed cars for a while, I'm sorry people. I've just been engrossed in the battles all around the place. We put that back on so I can see where the battles are. All over the field. Well, not field, because that would be dangerous, but you know what I mean. Can you just imagine driving on a field in these conditions? My God.
I think that...
Again, the Ferraris are running behind each other.
EVR Schumacher getting really, really slidey out of the penultimate corner there.
Yeah, that's... dropped a bit of time to both Ferraris behind him. There's a yellow sector 3.
Jork's made a move for the... Jork's made the move on F1 Gravity. Jork is now leading this race.
Good lad, Jork.
Great move into turn 1.
Shake things up a lot.
And now F1 Gravity has got SF Brandy all over the back of him.
Causing pressure. In the background there seems to be a car, followed by another car.
What's the point difference between Jork and Brandy?
At the start of the race, Jork.
Oh, Brandy's shaping up a move.
Brandy.
Oh, Brandy going for the switchback. He's got the inside line and he's passed. That's a great move from Brandy,
especially in the wet.
Oh, left gear's gone.
Oh, left gear's.
What happened to left gear?
Again.
Oh, he's just retired.
No, he hasn't.
Nah, he's just retired and left.
Well, that's Nicole, who's not there anymore. So, I was going to say she's put up with P13, but she lagged out at the start, unfortunately. So we're down to 12.
All Tube Animal and EVR Schumacher are all fighting.
And Pure Hamilton is behind this battle as well, looking to capitalise as they come towards the final corners of the track. And someone's gone in already. Well, that's the end of that fight.
Yeah, EVR Schumacher's gone into the pit lane. I wonder why. He got
I'll keep you informed.
I think he might have a bit of front wing damage, maybe.
Well,
he's changing a front wing.
Maybe he's making an early tyre call. No, they still got the inters. Yep, front wing is damaged. And there's the Ferraris battling together. Still. It always seems to be Tube leading the way from Hamilton by about half a second.
Really, what the Ferraris need to do now is they need to try and work together. I know the slipstream isn't really that powerful round here, but they need to try and work each other, use each other to try and pull each other through the field, if that makes any sense.
What they need to do is finish in the points. That'll please me.
In all fairness, even did you say both of them had to make a pit stop and make a wing change?
No. I said Schumacher needed a front wing, and it looks like he saved that.
Well, as it stands, both your Ferraris are still in the points, and you know the race has just started, and there's still plenty of places to make. And Tube has proven that he has got phenomenal pace in this division.
Pulling away now at this phase of the race. Hamilton seems to be struggling a little bit on these inters, or maybe he made a mistake we didn't see. Whatever the case, as we look forward to the remaining laps and see how far up the field the Ferraris can get for the overall constructors.
XRL Bobbitt's is all over the back of Sean Bean.
What goes quickest? Irrelevantly at this point, unless he starts to piss down in a minute. There's definitely a fight going on here between Bobbitt's and the car in front of him. I don't want to have to be responsible.
Unfortunately, the slipstream just isn't that powerful around this game.
I mean,
in the wet, you know, like track position is so important.
Put up their aero as well, so that the slipstreams just may as well not bother at this point. But yeah, as I was saying before, I interrupted myself. It's important for the Ferraris to get as many points as possible now, because across the whole of the divisions, there's going to be a lot of fighting going on for overall constructors champion as well. As all constructors,
I don't think my
all divisions.
I don't think my Red Bulls are doing very well. As one of my drivers, Nicole, unfortunately keeps lagging out and
got one in P6.
I've got one in P6. Yes, I have got one in P6 in the form of Sean Bean. He's very consistent, and you know, I would like our Red Bull team to win overall, but it's going to be tough. I think the Ferrari. Do you say the Ferraris are leading overall?
I haven't done the maths on that one. Let me just try and figure it out.
As Davey picks up a 3-second penalty for
behind in GP3
track infringement.
Overall, Ferrari seem to be having a nightmare in GP2, but that's not up to date as it could be. And yeah, Ferrari are leading F1, so really, you know, there's going to be a lot of battles. Particularly, it looks like Mercedes and Ferrari in F1. No, not F1, in GB3. That's the main battle for the constructors at this point, with Williams best of the rest there. But then, of course, you got Red Bull in GP2. Seems to be profiting from yourself. And
well, in
GP2 again in F1,
I've got myself in the Red Bull, and as well I've got myself in the Red Bull, as well as the very competent driver of Crazy Fish, who's moved up to GP2 from the GP3 division after the first race. So he didn't have a great race in China. Oh, Schumacher's left the session.
Who does, though, to be fair?
Connection issue.
No one has a good race around China. Davey is very slow into the pits.
Apart from me.
Well, I mean, not everyone can be a China god, can they?
I found out as well that I'm actually
see why Dave's making a
Silverstone
second
as well.
stop. Maybe he's got another front wing change or something in the offing. No, he's gone for super soft.
He's going for the dries. He's gone for the dries. Yeah,
it doesn't appear to be raining anymore.
Raining. I've only just
there's
noticed.
Still some spray.
Yeah, I've only just noticed that it stopped raining. Yeah, there's still plenty of spray, but maybe he's got the call from the man who knows nothing, Jeff.
I think he's
probably got the call from him saying
spray that's going on, but then you saw the amount of spray that was
that
was going on when Jorg set his time. So yeah, you never know. Or maybe it was the Amazement who set his time, but never mind. I still think it's a little early for the supers, but there seems to be a car stuck in the middle of the road,
you know,
and he's gone.
Oh, Davey's lost. Oh no, that was lag.
Yeah,
a bit lag. He's really struggling. Yeah, he's lagging a lot.
He's just gone around the corner twice.
He seems. Yeah.
And he's in the wall, is he?
There's a bit of a desync there.
Quite. I see what he's doing. He's getting out of the way of the lead runners, but There's a lot of them. Even being passed by someone who's not in the race anymore. That must be pissing somebody off.
Jork has pretty much broken that 1 second window. So when it does come onto dry tyres...
like he cut across Eagle there. There's a potential issue here. He pulled off to the side of the road, everyone had gone through. And then he took the racing line, and then there was Eagle, who'd already gone through. Fucking weird. Anyway, let's go back to the
Eagle is short shifting like mad.
Don't blame him at this point.
Like, he's literally got no rev counter coming up at all before he shifts.
We're a little deep after the DRS straight, but he's fine. Jork's assist again. You know, I'm getting really irritated with the scoreboard.
Eagle is really struggling.
I say scoreboard, but the leaderboard, I guess, would be the... Because occasionally it comes up that someone's 1 lap down and they're in like 3rd or 4th place. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Sort that out. It just happened with Sean in P6. I'm thinking that can't be right. There's a... I guess it's just desync. Yeah, Tube is definitely pulled clear of his teammate at this point. Eagle, naughty boy.
Eagle gets a 3-second time penalty.
He probably didn't go wide, but the games think he did. Because of where he is on track.
Yeah, this track is really frustrating when it comes to the time penalties. You know, the track limits are ridiculous on this track.
ERL Big F1 is showing to the management that he's no longer in the race. But he's not ghosted. Help.
I think he's getting screen freezes maybe. Well, he's lagging a lot as well.
Right, enough of the lag train. Let's find someone that isn't lagging. Jork! I've been on board a lot.
Jork!
Let's change that up. And across the line sideways almost, because Brandy gets a little time back on Jork.
Brandy sets the fastest lap. It's certainly getting drier, and the track's certainly getting faster.
Getting there, yeah. Maybe by lap 15 they'll all be on dryers. Let's see who's on what tyre.
Well, Bobbitt's has made an early call. He's sitting on the super softs right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see whether or not he's actually catching pure Hamilton. I'm watching his time, but he seems to be losing time to pure Hamilton.
Now, I don't know if it's just me, but a lot of the cars seem to be sideways over the line. Now, either there's a problem with the grip, or the lobby's completely trashed.
Eagle gets a massive tank slapper there, and he's going to be under attack by Tube Animal soon if he's not careful. He's really struggling in these conditions.
Yeah, it doesn't look very bright, does it? But it's definitely drying up. Well, there we go. There's Bobbitt's with a corner cutting, naughty boy. It's probably not the first time we're going to see that message. There's going to be a lot more of them, I think. Especially in the rain, there's going to be issues. Tell you what, though, there's a lot of sideways action all around the track, not just the final corner. that can't be good for the tyres. Okay, so Jorg's up 5 positions, Brandy's up 3, Gravity's down 1, Amazement's also up 5, as is Sean Bean. Big F1's down 2, Eagle's up 1, Tube's up 4, and Hamilton's up 5. And everybody else is either lagged out or down a lot from where they started. Wow. He's a full lock and can't make the corner. That's brilliant. Rosberg? Anyway. It all seems to be settling down a bit at this stage of the race. Just everyone's hanging on in there waiting for the dry tyres. But I think whoever goes second will probably benefit more than those that go straight in. Unless you nail it absolutely perfectly. You seem to be a master at changing conditions. What's the secret?
It's just the feel of the grip. Like, obviously, when you're on the inters, and obviously it's inters conditions, even though the car feels a little bit slidey, you still have like a level of grip there, because obviously that's what the tyres and that conditions are what they're actually designed for. Once it starts getting really slidey to the point where you're losing grip in corners where you shouldn't be losing grip, that's when you need to start thinking, maybe it's time for a change. And it's also good to keep on, even though Jeff is a bit of a retard, I tend to find that if you keep asking him, eventually he'll come up and say, we don't know if this is the right tyre, maybe we should go on slicks. Obviously don't listen to him when he's in Spain, because he'll tell you to go on dry tyres when it's still pissing down rain, as I found that out.
Well, maybe Jeff was just getting you back for something you did to him or his family. Anyway, so yeah. That's the wrong fucking window. There's still some spray out there. As we're on board with Bobbert, who doesn't really seem to be flying as much as he possibly could be on the gamble. Of course, all the sliding's not going to do these tyres any good, so he might burn them out anyway. Even though the deg is quite low around here. Still, I wouldn't recommend going around corners sideways, and Big F1 has decided to go for it as well. And he's onto the supers. And that's the Ferraris up in both in the top 8. Of course, they haven't stopped yet, but don't let facts get in the way of anything. He was definitely under some more pressure from Tube here. Although he seems to have pulled away a little bit in the straight line. It's the corners he's having issues with by the look of it. And Randy's just about hanging on towards the 1 second window, which if it was to dry up now, you know, he'd probably be the first to use it. Yeah, it's definitely. Let's monitor Big F1 for a bit and see how if he's flying and copying any better on these supers than Bobbits. I hazard to say no, not right now, but Sean Bean there with a naughty boy behaviour. Although he's probably just touched the inside of the curb with his rear tyre. That's probably what's happened there. Oh, that's a big lock-up from F1 there. So oh, well, that happened. I don't know what happened. We lost a car. I didn't see anything. He just didn't make it around the corner I was tracking him with. I think he may have touched the curb and lost it, but
yeah, it's a bit weird. Eagle has moved himself up into P6.
As Bobbits has gone for the ultra soft and a new front wing. Interesting call. We'll see what happens. It's definitely close to dry conditions now. Pretty sure of that. It's not quite there, but pretty close. Although, having said that, there's still heavy spray around the corners. That could just be because they're running a bit offline though, maybe. Do you want to get Big F1 in and see what happened? Actually,
ERL Big F1.
Yeah.
I can certainly try.
Go on, man. Eagle's power sliding beautifully around that corner. I want to say 2 turns before the end, but it's not even close. It's about halfway around the lap. I'm an idiot. I don't know the track.
He's not showing up on my recent players, unfortunately. Oh, there he is. Invite to party. If we can get an answer from him. See what happened.
I suspect he just caught a curb with his rear tyre. He just spat him into a wall, but there's Davey with a penalty that I haven't seen already. 5 second stop goal for exceeding track limits. That has to be the final corner. He's not having a very good day today, is he, Davey?
It doesn't seem like it, no.
I think he just wants the ground to swallow him up and take him to a decent track. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on this track, but maybe... It's certainly looking darker in the pit lane, by the way. As in comes a Ferrari of Hamilton and Tube. They've done this perfectly. A small delay, but oh so small. But they timed that perfectly with the stacking. And everyone seems to be moving towards the dry tyre now, so that's why Ferraris have come in for different split strategy here. Tube's gone for the ultras, Hamilton's on the supers, Robert's on the ultras as I briefly mentioned earlier. F1 Gravity's on the supers as well, but that seems to not help as he's nearly gone into a wall. I feel like I may have Murray Walker in there, but never mind. We'll see what happens if he does it again.
You love a good old Murray Walker though, don't you?
Oh yeah. And the gap is increasing between my words, which can be extremely irritating indeed. Anyway, Davey's definitely not having the best of times with another penalty. And the Amazement has been speeding in the pit lane. That's bad news for the championship.
Oh, that's 5 seconds to go. Jork's gone on to a set of ultras.
As has Brandy.
Brandy is also
Amazement
on a set of
is
ultras.
on the ultras
Amazement's
too.
gone on to a set of ultras.
Sean
Sean
for
Bean.
the ultras. Eagle's gone on for another lap.
F1 Gravity's on the supers.
That might not have been a good idea
And he's
to go
getting
on
very
another lap,
slidey.
Eagle. It's very
Has he gone on for another lap?
yeah.
Ah, yes, I've seen.
Gravity and the Amazement are having a battle. Gravity seems to be winning it, and he's gone straight on. Wow. Never mind. It's going to be interesting to see how far down the field Eagle's going to fall when he does pit. But telemetry states he should come out in 6th place. But oh, Hamilton, what are you doing, fella?
Nah, he won't. I don't know. I don't know. I think he may have stayed out 1 lap too long, maybe.
EVR Schumacher pits again, but and Nicole's an AI driver now, so that doesn't matter anymore, unfortunately.
I mean, when it gets to this point and like it stopped raining,
But there's
you
not
know,
a lot of spray through sector 3. That's the funny thing.
The trick is just to keep the trick is just to keep
And in
asking Jeff
goes
over and
Jack.
over and over and over again.
In goes the legal. Perfect entry, no stop goal penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Eagle. That's how you do it, Amazement. Eagle already down to 5th, supposed to come out in 6th. And we track Sean Bean as he goes past Eagle now in the pit lane. Eagle's 6th. Tube Animal will get Eagle as well. Will Hamilton? Eagle's got out in front of Hamilton by a long way. Don't even know what has Hamilton been doing these last few laps. Seems to be going backwards. Eagle P7.
Yep, he's got Tube to contend with now. Let's see if Jack can.
There's only 3 cars in the top 10 on the Super Soft. Everyone else has gone with the Ultras. Curious. I think the Ultras will struggle for a few laps as it's still quite cold, but once it dries off and rubbers in a bit better, the Ultras will probably be better to be on. So I think it's an interesting call, those that have gone on the Supers, as opposed to the Ultras at this point. F1 Gravity has a great helmet design. Thought I'd point that out. Brandy. That's not very nice. As Jorg says, the fastest lap of the race. I've got a feeling there's going to be a million of these coming over the next 8 or so laps.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I'll be right back. I just need to quickly do something.
Bloody hell. The incompetence of some of the people I work with, I tell you. Forgetting to tick the box at the start of the broadcast so you can't hear him. Now he's left in the middle of the race again. What am I going to do? What I'm going to do is look for the battle between Animal and it's not really a battle anymore. Joe Hamilton on the super soft, which Eagles caught up to the Tube Animal quite quickly, although he's got a 3-second penalty there. He lines up a move, perhaps. Side by side into this corner. Okay. Oh, Eagle. If he's made that stick, what a move. Forward goes fastest. Oh, did Jork's fastest now? That's an overtake. Go on, Eagle. Of course, I need to be impartial, but that's annoyed me a little bit that the Ferrari's gone further down the field. There's a yellow in Sector 1. Not sure who that is for at the moment. There may be a problem, there may not be. And the yellow's gone. Tube has DRS though, down this straight. But nowhere near close enough to get the move done. There's not really any battles at the moment other than this one. However, it's going to be worth monitoring the pace of all those on ultras now, as opposed to the supers. I mentioned a few laps ago. Anyway, GP2 tomorrow. Let's hope it goes smoothly as tonight. Tube has just gone through a back marker. Who's no longer in the race. Jork, again, the fastest lap. I think from now on I'm going to tell you when Jork doesn't set a fastest lap, just to save breath and time. The management is gaining on F1 Gravity. Eagle's flying right now. Like an eagle. Amazement is tracking Gravity. Jork looks very comfortable up front. Brandy's closely matching him in Gravity in B3. He's probably going to fall off now. He's on those supers. There's Amazement and everyone behind him is on the ultras. Oh, Tube Animal. That's not very Ferrari-like. There's a battle for the fastest lap going on here. Who wants it? Who's going to take it? As we crossed the line there. I think the Amazement has probably made a small mistake on that lap. Because he was right behind Gravity. The lap times are tumbling here in Russia. And still we don't know who's gonna come anywhere. Davey. Oh well, never mind. Credit for him to keep going. Oh, as I said that, he nearly puts it into a wall. Wow. I really am like Maury Walker. There's just no real battles anymore. It's basically just waiting for a mistake. As Brandy decides to go fastest once again. Then Gravity wants that back, and this is just... Right, I can't keep track of all these fastest laps. I am slightly concerned though. Davey, there you go. That's better. Good effort, mate. Oh, the Amazement has done 3 seconds there for multiple warnings. That's a bit of a naughty boy. I'm starting to think that this is probably the order of the finish. Not including penalties. I feel like there's a lot of penalties as well. Ah, right on cue, there's another one. This track is ridiculous for... I mean...
Right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Take your fucking time.
Let's see here.
Jork as soon
still
as you
leading.
went away, you missed a hell of a move by Eagle, by the way. Thought I pointed out to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch that when I've got a chance.
You'll have to go back and watch the stream again to see what else you missed when you weren't here. Unbelievable.
Shut up, you.
I mean, this time penalty is getting out of
Oh,
control
Brandy's
now.
just got a time penalty.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to have a quick
most
look
of
down
these
at
are
the race
probably
director and
VAs.
look at the drivers.
I know exactly what's going on. They are slightly touching the curb on the final corner, and the game's going, no, fuck you.
Well, Jork's got 1 penalty.
Yeah, I think everyone's got at least 1 penalty at this point. I'd be surprised if there's anyone that
Brandy's
doesn't
got
have
2.
one. Go on, Hamilton, that's better. Where have you been all day, mate? Come on. Good lad. Yes, I'd be very surprised if anyone doesn't have at least 1 penalty for corner cutting.
If I remember rightly, I believe...
There's another one for Jork.
Oh, hang on.
That could change a lot of things. Although at this point, it doesn't really matter.
it's equal on penalties between Brandy and Jork.
That was lag.
Oh.
I saw Jork going fast forward like he was playing FIFA and then rewind and then play. It was weird.
I'm watching that right now as well.
They're still putting in the lap times.
Yeah, definitely putting in the lap times, but Jork's lost a lot of time to Brandy. Brandy's all over the back of him and in DRS range now.
Yeah, he certainly had a bit of an issue in the last couple of laps because he was free of the DRS. Hamilton on another fastest lap of the race. Where's this pace come from? Where have you been all day? There's 3 laps to go. There's no way I would have predicted this podium before the race. And in fact I didn't. And of course, oh, hello. There's a Renault bouncing off a wall, apparently.
Jork is only half a second. Sorry, Brandy's only half a second behind Jork now.
Yeah.
With only 2 laps left to go.
Seen that.
This is starting to get quite intense.
It's definitely coming down to the final corner cutting.
Well, both of these drivers are both on equal penalties now, so it's what happens on track. F1 go.
Oh, what the hell? He's dead.
Oh! Brandy's gone!
Brandy is died.
What happened there? What?
I feel like I may have Maury Walkered him.
I'm going to attempt to get Brandy in here to see what happened there, because he was 100% in control.
I'm taking a page from Lewis Hamilton and just sitting there looking at the car like, what the fuck, guys? I don't even know how to explain what I just saw. Other than there's a Williams dead in the wall and everyone's moved up a place, which means more points for Ferrari. So, fuck it. Anyway. That summed that up quite nicely, I think.
With that,
I thought there may have been lag involved.
Yeah, we thought there might have been some form of lag there. There's been. Yeah, I was wondering why you darted off to the right and then the left and then hit the wall on the left and then bounced over and then hit the wall on the right. Obviously he didn't do that for no reason, but yeah, we've noticed quite a few cars having quite a lot of lag spikes. It's really, really unfortunate for you. Really unfortunate for you, mate. I think you're gonna lose the championship lead now, I believe, if Matt can to correct me on that.
It's going to be close, but he might just keep it given the Amazement's only in P3, which from where he was about 10 minutes ago, just got to feel like a win to him, but he might get P2 actually, looking at the gap, and it'll all become clear in about an hour when we've gone through all the penalties, I suppose. But
yeah,
it's certainly a ridiculous track limit. There's no way all of these penalties are genuine. Not a chance. Ridiculous track.
There's tracks.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw he got a stop goal penalty. I think it's something about track limits as well for another person's stop goal, so I don't know what's going on, but this track is brutal.
Well, George's coming around the penultimate corner now.
But is he going to win?
There's a shame. Yeah, I think he is going to win.
penalties than Gravity?
Dort crosses the line.
Or what? We'll see in about 1 second.
He had 2.
He got him.
Gravity has got P2. What about Joe, the Amazement?
Fastest lap. The Amazement.
Asdad.
Didn't go fastest, so that looks like it's going to be Gravity's. As Sean Bean crosses for a very, very good P4 when considering. I believe he was one of the cars that was involved in the lap 1 lag with Nicole's car. And about 4 cars disappeared for about an hour. So where have they gone? An Eagle.
Yeah, Nicole's.
Yeah, I figured something went on, but I didn't see what happened exactly. Right, I see.
Oh, that's good. That's always good.
And here comes the second Ferrari, finishing behind his teammate again. They always seem to finish behind each other, the Ferraris. I don't think there's ever been much of a gap. Like, you don't see a Ferrari finishing 1st and 10th, it's usually 3rd and 4th, or 6th and 7th in this case. It's weird. But anyway, on board with Bobbert as he tries to crash. Or was that lag? I don't know. And if that's not a penalty, then this game's broken. And he died. Cross the line. Well, that was a promising race, which has frustrated a lot of the drivers by the sound of it. K77 Matt might like this podium. There's a Renault on it. It's a regular. As he likes to say. He doesn't like regular penalties. Podiums even. What the fuck am I talking about? I've said the word penalty so many times today that he's just automatically replaced all of the words. So yeah. York is the race winner. Gravity second. Amazement third with 13 seconds of penalties, although several of those are probably BS. Sean in P4, Eagle solid P5, Tube in P6, Hamilton P7.
Was the position solid, or were you saying that Eagle solid?
Bit of both. He doesn't seem to make many mistakes. Thanks for the time, Brandy. Hope you have a better race next week. And finishing off the race order as we have Davey in 10th and all the AI cars down there. And a lot of points for Ferrari, so that's helpful. 14 points. That'll be great. And in come our top 3. Many of them must be thinking, thank fuck that's over.
If
you can ensure you tick the box when ready.
Yeah, don't do what I did.
Yeah. Good job you weren't broadcasting it, man.
That would have been embarrassing, wouldn't it?
A little bit. Right, everyone's here. Enjoy yourselves. Carry on.
Oh, is this my bit now, is it?
Yeah, you've done fuck all else all day. Over to you.
Well, guys, what a race, and not the podium that we expected, thanks to Brandy's issue on the very penultimate lap. So we'll start off with big congratulations to Jork. Qualifying probably not so well for you, maybe. You had to make up quite a few positions at the start. But when you took the lead, you kept it. So yeah, was there? How did your race go? Was you struggling on the intermediates at any point towards the end of your stints? Because you were on those intermediates for a very long time.
It wasn't too bad. It was just bit of inconsistency creeping in. A bit of a few lockups. It was sort of once every 3 or 4 laps. It wasn't anything too major. I managed to keep the gap in front. My qualifying was pretty poor because I didn't realise it was a Inters race. I was so bothered about getting out the pits to set a lap straight away. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll put supers on and be clever if it's a dry race. And then I heard Joe say, oh, it's Inters for the start. Oh, great. So that's why I qualified 8th. I think by the end of the first lap, I was second. I think got an Alonso start, and then
there was a lot of argy bargy.
Yeah, I just picked my way through all that, and then because Brandon kept me honest all race. So I don't know what happened to him. If it was lag, then personally, I think he should get that second back, but it's not in the rules, so we can't do that apparently.
He did come in and he did speak to us after he crashed, and we did see a lot of lag going on towards the end of the race. A lot of the drivers, and he said that your car lagged and stopped like literally right in front of him, and obviously he had DRS and he tried to avoid it, and because he had DRS open and he turned so sharply, he ended up bouncing off all the walls and lost both his front tyres.
Yeah, well, I think his game clips it anyway, so we can have a look at that later on. But apart from that, it was not an easy race because Brandon kept me honest all race. Didn't give me any breathing space, so happy that I won that.
Either way, you even though Brandy was keeping you under pressure for pretty much the entire race, it was a really, really great drive, mate. Well done.
Thanks.
And on to second place, F1 Gravity. Hello.
Hey.
Hey. Not the position you expected, I guess. Obviously after Brandy's crash, I'm guessing you were getting ready just to settle down for third. But obviously Brandy crashed and you've now got second. So how did your race go, mate?
Well, it was a decent start. And I got into the lead early on, but I really had no pace in the wet. I think by the end of the Inters stint, I lost like 11 seconds to the leaders. So I was just going to settle for third. Then, out of nowhere, Brandy DNF'd. So I was happy to take second.
Short and sweet. I like it. Another question for you, Gravity. How do you feel about Spain next week?
I'm not too sure. I haven't done much around the track, so I don't really know what my pace will be. Hopefully it'll be pretty quick.
With the results that you've had so far, you're definitely in the running for the championship, so it's good to see. This year is a lot more competitive than it was last year, because we all know Matisse is just like a god and he just beat everyone. But this year it's very competitive and it's really good to see, and you're showing that you're up there with the top guys this season. So well done on your result, mate, and hopefully you can carry on with these results and keep your fight for the championship alive.
Thanks.
Right, Joe. He's not. Oh, he's there.
I am here.
Hello.
Hi.
What happened?
What do you mean, what happened?
You know, I was to be honest, I was expecting you to win. To be honest,
I'll tell you what,
overall,
chicken wings are
I'm
running
very
I'm
bad at
sorry.
Russia. I am very bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I started 10th because I only had one real opportunity at the end of qualifying when it was dry, and I went off
That's
like
what I'm
just a
talking about.
millimeter, and
That's what I'm talking
it got me
about.
invalidated. So I had to start P10 and just in the danger zone really. A manic start.
Is that why you just binned it? Is that why you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
binned it into the
It
wall?
was that was why I did that, because I was
Just a rage
annoyed.
bin.
It made no difference. It made no difference to me.
Right.
So I knew
Okay,
nobody was
that-
around me. So
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was wondering, because
But-
with that qualifying, when you binned it, I was thinking, he's binned it, and now we know that you just did it
Yeah,
out of
it,
pure
um,
spite because Russia's a dick.
I'd gone off the track just the tiniest amount. It wasn't a corner cut; it was an extend. It didn't gain me anything really. But I mean, track limits are track limits. So yeah. Apart from that, the race was quite entertaining. It was
Yeah,
turn.
the race was fantastic.
It's not
You had
really
a-
turn
you had a
one.
great-
Turn two was funny.
Yeah,
at the
you had a great race, mate. The amount of positions you made.
Yeah,
starting
I
from
knew-
P10.
I knew people going into turn two, there'd be some stupidity go on, and I just hope I wouldn't get caught up in it. You just brake early, let everybody else make the mistakes, and luckily managed to pit people like 4 or 5 positions on lap 1, and then it's just a case. I didn't have the pace really of say Jordan or Brandon in the wet. I probably about third quickest in the wet, and when it came to Drives Gravity, decided to fuck off up the road. So yeah,
Well, you've got an unexpected podium.
I mean, I would have been happy with P4, to be honest. It's a shame what happened to Brandon. I would have been
it's
very happy with that.
really massive shame. You're still up there, still in touch with the likes of Brandy and Jork. Well, especially now that Brandy unfortunately DNF today. Are you hoping to be able to keep this momentum and hopefully get another podium next week in Spain?
So, I mean, Spain is normally a good track for me, so I'd like to have better pace around there. I mean, I like the track. I'd go, hopefully try and win that one. Then Monaco next. Yeah, I'll come 7th there. No, Spain, I'll look to try. I'll have a go at winning, but so it's a good track. Beat Matiz there last season. He really tried.
Yeah, it wasn't on the pad
Yeah,
for the
she
last
made
lap or anything.
No, but he's 7 seconds behind me anyway, so famous.
Well, either way, Joe, congratulations on this
you.
very unlikely podium for you.
I'll say
because unfortunately
undeserved.
Brandy
We'll
died.
go undeserved.
But yeah, you in all fairness, the drive you pulled out deserved a podium either way anyway. So a big well done to you, Joe. That's it from me, that's it from me, guys. Matt, have you got anything to say?
No, let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, let's do it.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Same time tomorrow, GP2. See you there. Good night. Adios. Fuck off.